Hi, this is Heather Vale with Vegas UnVALEd. I am at the SAM event at Sam's Town. SAM stands for Sales, Advertising, and Marketing. And joining me today is Tim Zimmerman, local. Some of you might know him. Hi, Tim. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So what brings you down here today?
The SAM event is actually a number of individuals that are doing the 18-minute talks. So it's always great to see other speakers and see the information that they give.
Okay, so you're an expert in teaching people how to kind of break past their blocks and achieve more in the personal development world, right?
Yes, I'm CEO and founder of SM3success.com, and it's success training. I sold and taught Dale Carnegie courses in my early career, went through a number of meditation type programs, studied under 5 yogic masters, went through 5 Tibetan empowerments, 2 with the Dalai Lama. So I've done more than most in that, but I specialize in helping people get past their past. So stuff that still bothers you from the past, we actually overcome. Childhood dramas, traumas, negative belief systems that were placed on us from our parents and ancestors, really. And then the negative self-judgments that I'm not good enough, not smart enough, not beautiful or handsome enough, or being unlovable, which actually creates the 4 personality traits. So people don't realize that when they have patterns in their life, when things are going good and then things go bad, those patterns are really in their unconscious, subconscious, and that's the first thing that should be removed in success training.
Okay, so basically it's not all about positive thinking, it's about digging deeper.
Right, because with positive thinking, back what I call the old paradigm that you change your thoughts and change your life, that's the hard part because you have to keep on being the gatekeeper of your thoughts. Most people haven't been trained on how to do that. This training goes into your belief system because it's your belief system that actually creates your thoughts.
Okay, so you're going down to the foundation, you're going to the roots.
Right, and really it's pulling the weed, the negative, the weeds that we have, by the roots with the seeds, putting in a bag, incinerating a bag, it goes poof, and then we plant the polar opposite positive, so that's what the unconscious, subconscious starts to grow and develop. And my clients have had phenomenal results as a result of it.
Okay, so it's really difficult to uncover that subconscious level because by definition it's subconscious, we're not conscious of it. So what's the process you use to uncover that and dig it up?
Well, actually, most people that have a challenge or have a memory that keeps on coming up, they know what it is, okay? So it's going back to the first time event that caused you to feel like a failure or to cause you to fear criticism or fear success, or in some cases it's a negative drama or trauma. I've worked with both guys and gals that have been raped and abused, since early childhood, and to be able to overcome those types of things in a fairly quick period of time, to me is very fulfilling, and that's part of what I do. But when we uncover the negative beliefs, like if you look at your parents, what were their negative beliefs? Some of them have lack and limitation, and you have to work hard, and got to save for a rainy day, and all of those different types of things. So we do that, right? And are we really excelling in everything that we do? So again, by pulling those weeds and planting the polar opposite positive in your belief system from our adult perspective, to me is the new paradigm in positive mental attitude teaching and training.
Okay, so I find that people kind of go through the same patterns repeatedly through life. So it might be similar relationships, same relationship, different face sort of thing.
Exactly.
How do they, first of all, come to terms with, hey, this is a pattern that I'm creating, and then break it?
Well, typically, once you have that pattern 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 times, right? It's like
hello, what's going on?
Like, why the frick is this happening to me? Why does it keep happening? Or like a lot of people make a lot of money and then they make no money. Or there's millionaires or people who are making over $100,000 a year, but they're miserable, okay? All of that is coming from your belief system. So what we do is we sit down and go through that. I do what's called a timeline lifeline, where we actually see the things that have happened throughout your life. We start at birth, We go through and we plot all the good things and bad things that have happened, and then it's looking at the pattern and then going back to the first time and pulling that by the root with the seeds, and then planting the polar opposite positive. So if you're meeting the same kind of guys over and over and over, right? Typically there's a first time for that, and it could be related to your father, right? Or, with women, with guys with women, it's the same thing. It could be
related to their mom.
Right. It could be the first relationship. It could be your mother. Even disease, pain and disease are triggered by your belief system. If you look at anything written by Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Lipton goes into your belief system will change your DNA to manifest what your belief system believes.
Wow.
So if you look at individuals with cancer, if you look up the metaphysical reasons for cancer, one of those things, one of the reasons is specifically resentment, long-held resentment from the past, right? If it's on the left side, it's typically female. If it's the right side, it's typically male. So the question is, how can we go in and pull those negative weeds from the root in the unconscious, subconscious, and I train my clients to do it for themselves so they don't always have to rely on me when they have challenges.
Okay, so basically you're saying the metaphysical creates the physical, not the other way around.
Yes.
And it's not, so some people think, okay, well, if this changes in my life, then I'll be happy, or then I'll be such and such, or that, it's always something outside that's creating their reality. What do you think about that?
It's BS. I mean,
it's all from within us.
Right. We can blame everybody else all we want, but it really comes from within. So, and that's what I work with clients on, is to realize that we're creating it, no matter what's happened. Because if you believe like the positive mental attitude stuff, that your thoughts create your world, and Zoroaster 4,000 years ago said good thoughts, good words, good deeds. In other words, the thoughts that you think create the words that you speak to yourself and to other people, is my little tidbit in that, which creates your deeds. And I've come up with a different one. I called it the 5 laws of manifestation, where your thoughts create the words that you speak to yourself and other people. When mixed with belief or emotion, helps you make decisions, and then you act or you don't act. Inaction is still an action. 5 laws of manifestation. I call them the 5 laws because if you don't do one of those 5 things, you're not going to consciously manifest, right? So if you don't think about something, are you going to consciously manifest it? Yes or no?
If you don't think about it, you're not going to consciously manifest it, but you might subconsciously manifest it.
Right, but you're not going to consciously manifest.
Right.
So I'm about, what I train on is conscious, deliberate manifestation or creation, right? Creating what we want in our life, right? Okay, so if you don't think about it, are you going to consciously manifest it? Yes or no? No. If you think about it, but you don't talk to yourself and other people about it, are you going to consciously manifest it? No. If you think about it, talk about it, but you don't believe it, are you going to manifest it? No. If you think about it, talk about it, believe about it, but you don't make a decision on it, are you going to manifest it?
You might. It might be one of those things that it just, oh, well, I stopped thinking about such and such, and then it just happened.
If you don't make a decision about it, you're not going to consciously manifest it.
Okay, we'll believe you, Tim.
Okay, so if you think about it, talk about it, believe about it, decide about it, but you take no action about it.
It's not going to happen.
Right. 5 laws of manifestation. But get this, where do your thoughts come from? I already said.
The subconscious.
The subconscious, your belief system,
Beliefs.
Your unconscious, subconscious belief system gives you the thought. You start talking about it to yourself and other people. You check with your belief system and you say, belief system, is that right? What does your belief system says? Yes, of course it's right, because it gave it to you in the first place. Okay, so that's why with people that are going through negative stuff, if their belief system is full of negative weeds, that's what you're going to produce. Negative thinking produces negative results, right? But that's all coming from your belief system. So if you grew up in poverty, even with, I find people that, you look at different people like Paris Hilton and the celebrity people, they grew up with powerful parents, right? But they're still mucked up. And why are they mucked up? Because they don't feel beautiful enough, or they don't feel lovable, or they don't feel smart enough, right? Or good enough is really what that comes down to. So that's what creates those negative patterns.
Okay, so where does emotion fit into all that? Because sometimes, for example, if someone has PTSD, the emotion takes over before any of that can even come to the surface.
Right, but where did the PTSD come from?
From a trauma or a drama.
Right.
So basically going back to the root can get rid of that as well.
Well, that's the root. Whatever the drama and trauma was, that's the root cause. So we pull that traumatic experience or dramatic experience, which keeps on replaying in their mind, and they don't realize that their memories are illusions. They're chemical reactions and electrical signals. It's really electrical signals and chemical reactions that make it feel like it's happening now, yet it refrains from happening now, right? So it's an illusion. It's like a shadow. It's like you walk into a film and you see this one clip and you don't know that you can walk out, right? So we pull the clip or pull the experience and plant the polar opposite positive, and guess what? Unconscious, subconscious.
You edited the movie.
Exactly. And the unconscious, subconscious just picks up and grows what we plant. I have one client, and guys and gals out there, you don't even have to tell me what the situation was to pull the weed. Okay, so one of my clients, well known in the real estate industry, he's a friend of mine. I went to him, I said, Richard, is there something from the past that still bothers you? And he goes, yeah, there's something that bothers me 25 years, bothers me every day. I said, well, you can tell me what it is, because I've heard everything, and I've heard everything, okay? Or not. The protocol still works. What do you want to do? He goes, I don't want to tell you. I said, fine. So I teach him the protocol. We go through it. 15, 20 minutes later, I go, okay, Richard, go back to the thing that bothered you and make sure it doesn't bother you anymore. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, you told me that you had something that bothered you 25 years, bothered you every day. Go back to it and make sure it doesn't bother you anymore. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, Richard.
Think about it.
He's a buddy of mine. Richard, go back to the shit that bothered you, right? And it's okay if it still bothers you. I just need to know where we are in the process if we need to do more. He goes, what are you talking about? It was completely gone.
Oh, really? Like that's okay.
It was like, and that's what I call elimination. What I talk about is eliminating and neutralizing negative beliefs, negative self-judgments, negative dramas, traumas, those things that still bother us and still keep repeating in our current life. And typically, most of the people I work with are typically over 35 because they haven't realized that the shit that they've gone through, that they're going to keep going through for the rest of their life. But those of us who are a little older than that, I know you're only 39, but
yeah.
But those that are older than 35 typically see that and they're like, like some of my clients, they're positive mental attitude junkies, right? Self-improvement junkies. And they go to Tony Robbins and they go to all of these events looking to get better. And they go to like a Tony Robbins event, and I love Tony Robbins, and he's great in what he does. People get all pumped up for a weekend, and how long does that last?
The weekend. Maybe a few days, maybe a week.
Maybe a few days, maybe a week, right? And the reason why it doesn't last forever is because they're not getting into the root cause and actually pulling those weeds first, and then planting the polar opposite positive. Okay, so, and I sold and taught Dale Carnegie courses since I was 21 years old, did all my meditation stuff and mind development, and I've done more than most, but this really is the key, because nobody really talks about doing this first, because once you do this, anything else that you do is going to just blossom.
Awesome. Okay, so
that's what I do.
So if anyone watching wants to take advantage, wants to work with you, find out more, where do they go? What do they do?
They can go to my website, which is SM3success.com, or they can call me directly, 702-748-3586.
And if they want to hook up on social media?
I'm on everything, Facebook, LinkedIn. On my website, the SM3success.com website, I have dozens of video testimonials on there. And the other thing is that I guarantee results. If I take you on as a client, we will write an agreement, and I will guarantee those results happen for you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, Tim Zimmerman. And if you want to find out more, watch more shows with Vegas Unveiled, go to vegasunveiled.com, V-A-L-E, like my last name. Leave us a comment below. Tell Tim what you think. Tell me what you think. And we'll check you next time.
Thanks
Vegas
so much.
Unveiled. Thank you.
Thank you.